You got the job. Yes, I said, swallowing the guilt. Oh my God. Jenna finally. This is my dream company. I'm so proud of you. She didn't know that the job wasn't meant for me, that her application had been submitted with my name on it, and that I'd taken it because she forgot my birthday. Again. Jenna Bloom turned 28 on a rainy Tuesday. Her apartment smelled faintly of burned cinnamon, her attempt at a birthday breakfast for one gone sideways. She sat cross-legged on the couch, staring at her silent phone. No missed calls, no texts, not even a lazy thumbs-up emoji from her older sister. She checked Instagram. Again. Brielle had posted 2 stories that morning. The first was a boomerang of a mimosa glass clinking against someone's Bloody Mary. The second was a gym selfie with the caption, PR grind mode, activated, char networking queen. No birthday message, not even a happy b-day sis. Jenna leaned back and stared at the ceiling. She wasn't surprised. Not really. But being forgotten still felt like a slap you knew was coming and hoped wouldn't land. That afternoon, Jenna returned to her freelance copywriting deadlines. She wrote blog posts about sustainable skincare and SaaS integrations with all the spark of a soggy napkin. Her fingers paused over the keyboard when her email dinged. It wasn't a client. It was her sister. Subject line: quick review. Hey Jen, can you glance at this application before I send it off? It's for the Allen & Oak PR director role. You know, the dream job. I need it tight. You've got the better grammar brain. Attached was a pristine resume and cover letter. The kind only Brielle could write, aggressively confident, strategically humble, and absolutely on brand. Jenna stared at it. Brielle hadn't just forgotten her birthday. She remembered Jenna existed when she needed proofreading. The next morning, Jenna still hadn't responded. She opened the resume again, read every line, under experience. There was a project she vaguely remembered giving Brielle notes on, under skills. She saw phrases Jenna had once coined while helping her rewrite a personal statement. She closed the file, then reopened it. Then, she changed the name at the top, Jenna Bloom, and hit Save As. The idea started as a joke, a passive-aggressive impulse, but then she found the job posting on Allen & Oak's website. It was still live. She read the requirements: 5 years in communications, strong editorial background, passion for social campaigns. Was it Brielle's dream job? Sure. But Jenna realized maybe it fit her too. She rewrote the bio, added her own real experience, stripped of embellishment, updated the portfolio links to include her freelance work, her creative blog, the campaign she ghost-wrote for a client that went viral. She submitted it. No text to Brielle, no confession, just a click. 3 days later, they called. A warm-voiced HR rep named Madison asked if Jenna had time for a preliminary video interview. Her heart skipped. She said yes. She borrowed a friend's blazer, washed her hair twice, rearranged her apartment's background to look ambitiously cozy. When the camera turned on, she saw herself reflected back, not as the forgotten sister, the fixer, the fallback, just a woman who might actually deserve something for once. She answered the questions thoughtfully, honestly. Madison smiled through most of it. When they asked about leadership, Jenna surprised herself. I think leadership is about listening first, and not assuming the loudest voice is the most right. She knew Brielle would have answered differently, and that made her smile. The next week, they offered her the job. Full-time, salary, benefits, office in Manhattan, creative autonomy. Jenna stared at the email. It felt like someone else's life. Then she whispered, "Yes," and started packing. The air in Manhattan was thick with possibility and garbage. Jenna Bloom pulled her two-wheeled suitcase over a cracked sidewalk, staring up at the building that would be her new home. A fourth-floor walk-up. No elevator. No doorman. But the bedroom had a window, and the kitchen had just enough space for her grandmother's kettle. She was here, and no one knew. She sent her mom a vague text. Settling into a new project. Might be off-grid for a bit. Don't worry. Her mom responded with a string of heart emojis. Brielle didn't respond at all. Orientation at Allen and Oak was slick, fast-paced, and filled with people who used the word synergy without irony. Jenna kept her head down, absorbing everything. Her manager, Trina, was a sharp, caffeinated redhead with a sleeve of tattoos and no patience for fluff. "You're the Bloom girl?" she asked during their one-on-one. Jenna blinked. Yes." Trina grinned. "We've had our eyes on your writing since the Blue Haven campaign. Tight stuff. Clean voice. You undersell yourself." Jenna smiled. Inside, she winced. That campaign, she'd ghostwritten it. For Brielle. Each day, Jenna slipped deeper into the role. She designed digital content for Fortune 500 brands. She led brainstorms. She survived Slack drama and earned quiet nods of approval in meetings. No one questioned her credentials. Because, technically, she could do the work. And she did it well. Still, guilt itched under her collar. It flared during every video call with Brielle. When she asked, "What's new?" and Jenna mumbled something vague about freelance stuff. Guilt, but also satisfaction. 2 weeks into the job, Jenna received an email, subject "Dream Job" from Brielle. "So, Allen and Oak ghosted me. Crickets. Was really hoping this one would land. Guess it wasn't meant to be." Jenna stared at the screen. Her throat tightened. She typed 3 words. "That really sucks." Then deleted them. Instead, she sent back, "You'll get the next one. They'd be lucky to have you." She closed her laptop and didn't open it again for the rest of the night. Despite her inner war, Jenna began to change. She bought clothes that weren't markdowns. She started saying, "I work in creative strategy" instead of "I freelance." She looked people in the eye. One evening after work, she walked past a mirrored window and barely recognized the woman she saw shoulders back. Confident stride, hair pulled into a sleek ponytail. This version of her could pitch to a room full of execs. This version could lead. This version could take something without apologizing. She whispered, "I belong here." Then she smiled. By month 3, Jenna knew the office coffee machine had 3 moods: burnt, broken, or blessed, and Trina always trusted her for the blessed days. She now had her own desk, nameplate, and a chair that didn't squeak. What she didn't have was the truth. Every Monday morning began with Brielle's FaceTime calls. She'd chat from her kitchen in Chicago, glossy hair in a bun, venting about job rejections while chopping kale. "Still nothing," she said one morning. Allen and Oak never even responded. Brutal. Like, "I thought I nailed that one." Jenna nodded, guilt curling in her stomach like old milk. "They're picky," she said. "Maybe overstaffed?" "Yeah, maybe." Brielle sipped her smoothie. "Anyway, what's new with you?" Jenna paused, then lied. Freelance gig for a parenting site. Not super exciting. At work, things got exciting. She pitched a campaign for a lifestyle brand targeting millennial moms, and it was greenlit. Jenna led the writing team. She coordinated with design. She even presented to the client's VP. Trina clapped her on the back afterward. "You're a damn natural," she said. Jenna smiled. Later that night, Brielle texted, "Got ghosted again. Even the nonprofit didn't call. Am I cursed?" Jenna typed and deleted, "You're not cursed, I am." Then sent back, "That sucks. Want to FaceTime tomorrow." Jenna's transformation wasn't just professional. She dyed her hair darker, bought glasses with bold frames, switched her wardrobe from floral to sleek neutrals, at a coffee shop near work. Someone asked if she was that girl from the Allen campaign. She blinked, then nodded. "Yep, that's me." It felt both true and false, because she was Jenna, but she was also becoming someone else. Then came the gala, Allen and Oak's 10-year anniversary. All employees were expected to attend. She wore a black jumpsuit, hair pulled back, minimal jewelry. She looked in the mirror and whispered, "You belong." The ballroom pulsed with energy. Clients mingled with executives. Trina introduced her to the founder as our secret weapon. Someone snapped a photo of Jenna clinking glasses with the CFO. It would later end up on Instagram, tagged, and publicly visible. She didn't notice, but Brielle did. That night, Jenna's phone lit up. "Brielle, are you at Allen and Oak?" Her heart dropped. Jenna stared at the screen. "Brielle, are you at Allen and Oak?" Her heart kicked. The picture, the gala, the tags. She clicked through. There it was, her face, framed in soft lights, laughing with the CFO tagged by Trina on the agency's official page. Brielle had seen it. She had connected it. "Brielle, because you look very at home in that pic with Trina. Did you lie to me?" Jenna's fingers hovered over her keyboard. Dozens of drafts cycled through her mind. None of them felt right. "Jenna, can I call you?" No reply. She tried to work, but the Slack messages blurred. The office noise faded. Everything felt shaky and stolen. Brielle finally called at 8:47 p.m. Jenna picked up before the first ring ended. "Hey," she whispered. There was silence. Then, why Jenna didn't pretend. "Because you forgot me." "What, you forgot my birthday?" "You forgot me every year. Unless you need edits, advice, or a cheerleader, you don't see me. I saw your dream job, and I wondered what it would feel like to have something that mattered. Something that wasn't handed to you by default. You stole it. Jenna, I earned it." The line went silent. They didn't speak again for a week. Jenna kept her head down at work. She still performed, still impressed. But something felt hollow now. Like every email she sent had a crack in the tone. She waited for Brielle to post something shady online. She didn't. She waited for HR to call. They didn't. Maybe Brielle wouldn't say anything. Maybe she would. Jenna hated the in-between. One morning, Trina dropped a printed email on Jenna's desk. It was from a recruiter, to Brielle, a job referral at Allen and Oak, forwarded by mistake. Trina raised an eyebrow. "Is she your sister?" Jenna nodded. Slowly. "She applied 6 months ago," Trina said. "Got passed over." No." Trina studied her. "We don't hire perfect resumes here. We hire fit. You fit." Jenna blinked, tears threatening. Trina softened. "We all start somewhere messy. Just don't let it stay messy." Then she walked away. The first thing Jenna saw when she opened her door that Saturday morning was Brielle, in person. She was standing there with a duffel bag over one shoulder and a face that didn't match any emoji. Jenna blinked. "You're in New York." Brielle pushed past her. I needed to see it for myself. Inside. She scanned the small apartment, the agency swag mug on the counter, the framed team photo on the shelf. You lied, she said flatly. Jenna exhaled. I didn't lie. I just didn't tell you. That's the same thing. They sat in silence. Jenna offered tea. Brielle declined. Finally, Jenna spoke. I didn't expect to get the job. It started as revenge, but then it felt like something I could actually do, and I was good at it. For the first time. I felt like I mattered, not just as your sidekick. Brielle scoffed. I never asked you to be my sidekick. No. But you made it clear there was only room for one star in the family. The words hung in the air. The rest of the weekend was a cold truce. Brielle stayed on Jenna's futon. They didn't fight. But they didn't laugh either. They walked the High Line in silence, shared a taxi in silence, ate takeout in silence. On Sunday morning, Brielle asked to see the office. Jenna hesitated, then said yes. Allen and Oak was quiet on weekends. Jenna unlocked the door and led Brielle past the reception area, the open workspace, the conference rooms with glass walls. This is amazing, Brielle said, almost under her breath. Jenna nodded. They stood in front of the team wall. A recent campaign featured Jenna front and center. You're really doing this, Brielle said. You actually belong here. I do? And you never told me? Jenna looked at her. Would you have been proud of me? Brielle didn't answer, but she didn't walk away either. When Brielle left that night, she hugged Jenna. It was stiff, but it was something. Jenna stood on the sidewalk as her sister disappeared into a cab, and for the first time, she wasn't sure if she felt victorious or lost. The following Monday, Jenna arrived at work early. She brewed coffee, set up the meeting room, and tried not to think about the weekend. About Brielle's eyes scanning the office, her clipped tone, her silence. She opened her inbox. At the top was a company-wide alert: new interview candidates this week, PR and strategy division. She clicked. One name stopped her heart. Brielle Bloom. Jenna stared at the screen, pulse quickening. It wasn't possible. Except, it was. Trina must have pushed Brielle's resume back into circulation. HR must have assumed it was a referral, because Brielle was scheduled to interview at Allen and Oak, in the same division. Her division. Panic gripped Jenna. What if Brielle walked in and outed her? What if HR asked questions about dates, resumes, overlaps? Worse. What if Brielle got hired? They'd be in the same building, same team, same company. It would unravel everything. Jenna considered calling in sick. Instead, she put on lipstick, pulled her hair back, and walked into the conference room like it was just another day. But the panic didn't fade. It hummed beneath every email, every conversation. At lunch, Trina popped her head in. Hey, quick thing. I know it's weird, but your sister's name came up. She's scheduled for a slot with Madison tomorrow. I figured, heads up. Jenna nodded, throat dry. Trina squinted. You okay? Just nervous for her. She's been job hunting for a while. Totally, but we're not doing favors here. If she nails it. She nails it. If not, we move on. Jenna managed a smile. That night, she debated texting Brielle, then didn't. Instead, she logged into the internal HR portal and saw the notes: referred by internal source, strong credentials, cultural fit TBD. She scrolled to the section marked Review Panel. Her name was listed. Jenna Bloom, Creative Strategy Lead, Panel Reviewer. Her finger hovered over the remove button, but she didn't click it. The morning of the interview. Jenna couldn't focus. Her coffee went cold. Her notes blurred. She paced between her desk and the glass wall, trying to figure out how it had come to this. At 10:05 a.m., Brielle walked in. Jenna caught a glimpse through the conference room glass, blazer sharp, lipstick bold, confidence wrapped around her like armor. Madison greeted her with a handshake. Jenna ducked behind a pillar. This wasn't just an interview. This was a reckoning. The interview lasted 45 minutes. Jenna couldn't sit still. She messaged Trina asking to be excused from the review panel. Too close to home. She wrote, "Won't be objective." Trina replied with a thumbs up. Jenna closed her laptop and escaped to the rooftop terrace. She stood under the cloudy skyline, breathing in city noise and guilt. She thought of Brielle's eyes at the apartment, the way she asked, "Would you have told me if I didn't find out?" The answer Jenna never gave was, "I don't know." Brielle didn't call that night, or the next, but the decision email went out to all interviewees by Friday. Brielle wasn't selected. No offer. No callback. Just silence. Jenna expected anger. Instead, she received a voice note. It was one sentence, crackly and quiet. "You didn't win. You just lost slower than I did." Jenna replayed it 3 times, then cried. Over the weekend, Jenna called her mom, asked about childhood, about birthdays missed, about why Brielle always felt unreachable. Her mother sighed. She was loud. "You were quiet. It was easier to see what she needed. Doesn't mean we loved you less. That didn't fix things, but it explained something." On Monday, Jenna sat at her desk and opened a new doc. She titled it Confession, and she wrote everything about the resume, the lie, the stolen chance, the guilt. She didn't send it to Brielle, she sent it to Madison. HR. The email was short. Subject: let's talk. From Madison HR. Jenna, thanks for your honesty. Can we meet tomorrow at 10 a.m.? No anger, no threats. Just calm professionalism. It terrified her. That night, Jenna didn't sleep. She paced her apartment. The silence louder than city noise. She replayed every moment from the day she submitted Brielle's application under her name to the job offer. The lies. The unraveling. She'd built something real on top of something false, and now she'd handed it over. At 9:58 a.m., she walked into the HR suite. Madison was waiting with 2 mugs tea and coffee. "You strike me as a tea person," she said. Jenna nodded, throat dry. "I am." They sat. "I read your note," Madison began. "I also reviewed your entire performance record, team feedback, and campaign outcomes." Jenna's stomach clenched. "You lied about how you got the interview," Madison said evenly, "but you didn't lie about what you could do." "I understand if you want me to resign," Jenna said quietly. Madison raised a brow. "Do you want to resign?" Jenna hesitated. "No." "Then don't." "But there will be consequences." Jenna nodded. Madison leaned forward. "From this point forward, you build your story on your own name. No more ghosts. No more shadows." Instead of firing her, the agency offered her a new position, a demotion, no, a redirection, a creative lead for emerging voices mentoring interns and junior staff, leading projects centered around transparency and growth. She would no longer coast on Brielle's portfolio. She would build her own. Jenna called Brielle that night. Voicemail. She texted, "I told the truth. I faced it. I'm not hiding anymore." Brielle didn't respond, but she read it. Days passed, then weeks. Jenna poured herself into her new role. She led workshops. She created a platform for young writers without perfect resumes. Her work became deeper, more honest, and her voice finally felt like her own. Autumn came with a golden hush. Jenna walked to work beneath trees shedding their last bursts of orange and gold. The city, usually a blur of steel and noise, had softened. So had she. At Allen and Oak, she'd become a quiet force. The new intern sought her out. Trina let her run pitch decks solo. Her reputation was no longer built on a borrowed foundation, it was hers. But Brielle still hadn't responded. One Saturday, Jenna received a small envelope in the mail. No return address. Inside was a postcard. The front a painting of the bean in Millennium Park. The back one line in sharp, familiar handwriting. Figuring things out. You should come visit. Signed B. Jenna stared at it, then booked a ticket. Chicago was crisp and gray. The clouds hung low like a held breath. Jenna found Brielle in a tiny new apartment with secondhand furniture and fresh ambition. They hugged. It was awkward, but it happened. They sat across from each other at the same kitchen table they'd once fought over in childhood. Brielle finally broke the silence. You were right. I didn't see you. Not the way I should have. I didn't handle it right either, Jenna said. I was tired of being invisible. But stealing something doesn't make you seen it, just changes who's looking. Brielle nodded, then smiled. Tired but genuine. You're really good at that job. Huh, I am. And they know it's you now. Not me, they do. And they still kept you. Jenna grinned. They promoted me. Brielle let out a single laugh. Damn. They spent the weekend walking, eating noodles out of paper boxes, remembering who they were before careers and competitions. On Sunday, Brielle said, I got a new job too. Mid-size agency. Not glamorous, but real. I like it. I'm happy for you. For both of us, Brielle said. Jenna flew back to New York with a weight lifted. She didn't just have a title, she had peace. And for the first time, she felt like both sisters were finally standing side by side, not in shadow, not in competition, but as equals. 6 months later, Jenna stood on a small stage in the Allen and Oak conference hall, holding a mic in one hand and a clicker in the other. Behind her, a bold slide read, Stories that start small, building honest brands from ground zero. The audience clients, creatives, interns. Execs leaned in as she told her truth. Not the whole truth, but the important part. How small voices matter, how second chances build better leaders, how brands, like people, grow when they stop pretending and start listening. After the talk, Trina pulled her into a hug. You've become someone people trust, she said. Not because you're perfect, because you're real. Jenna smiled. That evening, she met Brielle for dinner. They chose a low-key Thai place near the park. No glam, no posing, just noodles and honest conversation. I read your talk transcript, Brielle said between bites. Jenna paused. Yeah, you've found your voice. So have you, Jenna said. They both laughed. Softer this time. No tension, no subtext. Just two women finding their rhythm again. Brielle was building her own brand now, a coaching program for overlooked job seekers. Jenna had even helped design the logo. They were sisters again. Not mirror images, not rivals. Just women who had once collided and cracked, and now were helping each other mend. Later that night, Jenna walked home through Manhattan's quiet streets. The city lights danced on the river. And she thought about the day she hit submit on that stolen application. She didn't regret the job, but she did regret the silence. Still, she had broken it. And now, everything ahead of her would be built in the open, her story, her words, her name.